The Tall Boy Experience.
Tall Boy.
Tall Boy.
All right, it's the Tall Boy Experience, man. We're live on the blue carpet right here at in Atlanta. Hey, how about that? So I'm with Kenny the Jet Smith, legend in his own right, Houston's finest, New York's finest. Hey, he said keep on going, but he's got a beautiful wife as well. So how y'all doing?
I'm good. I'm Gwendolyn Osborne Smith. I'm England's finest.
England, how about that? The Neighborhood Awards, what does this mean to you guys?
Well, I think it's great because you have an opportunity for people who typically don't get recognized to get recognized. So it's great to have them here, and we supporting that.
How about that? What was that one defining moment for you that said that this is what you wanted to do?
Wow, I think, I don't know if it was one defining moment, but I think I had great mentors who kept telling me that I was pretty good at doing this, and they supported me and helped push me in that way.
How about that? Well, right now I got Mr. Smith, Mr. Stephen A. Smith, and then I got Kenny the Jet Smith all sliding in all at the same time.
We're going to let him slide in, and I got it out.
Well, we can do that, but before we go, the biggest talk of the whole summer has been the Deandre Jordan situation. I gotta ask your media. You gotta ask your thoughts. Do you think it was a power move? I mean, we know LeBron James did this a couple years ago, but do you think this was a power move, or do you think this is the new trend?
I think it was interesting. I don't know if you typically tell someone. It's almost like getting married, Steve, and you go, "Oh, let's get married," and then at the last minute you don't show up, and then that's not a good look. That's not a good look. So that was interesting. But then he went and married somebody else the next day. That's how it felt to me. It was kind of weird.
Well, for me, I had no problem with him changing his mind because that happens. But if you were man enough to initially promise you're gonna take the $80 million over 4 years, be man enough to turn around and say, I apologize, but I had to change your heart, and call the people before you make the decision. And by the way, make sure you call Mark Cuban before your mama does, because his mother called Mark Cuban. Now, you 26 years old. I expect you to be a bit more grown than that. That's the only issue I had. DeAndre Jordan's a good guy, and he's a really big talent. Kenny knows that just as well as I do. But you got to man up. If you're man enough to make the call and change your mind, be man enough to call and say so.
All right, now I got to ask you this. All lives matter, that statement that you made. Unfortunately, we've been dealing with Sandra Bland, Sam DuBose, and also the new situation that just happened today. Your thoughts? What can we do to make it better? What can we do to change? Both of you guys.
I said, I applaud folks that are talking about Black Lives Matter, the hashtag Black Lives Matter. Nobody's trying to denigrate that in any way. But two things I want to say about that. Number one, if you're a presidential candidate, you got to pay attention to the 66% of the white population, the 17% of the Hispanic population, because that's what's going to win you the election along with the 13% of the black population. So you can't boo them for saying all lives matter. And as it pertains to what I said about Black Lives Matter, all I said was folks were getting murdered in the streets of Chicago. Folks were getting murdered in the streets of Baltimore. There's black people there, and I didn't hear Black Lives Matter then. Let me hear Black Lives Matter when black folks are getting killed by whomever, not just when they're getting killed by someone other than our own. I stand by that, and I ain't changing my mind, and I gotta go.
About that. I heard that Kenny Smith, Stephen A. Smith, and Miss Gwendolyn Smith from England. It's the Tall Boy Experience live on the blue carpet. Thank you so much.
Did you like the video? That's right. Did you like the video? Hit that like button. Hit the share button. Share it.
Think big. Think tall. Think Tall Boy.